Hi, sixth graders. Today I'm going to walk you through the lesson 4.1 called Cookie Cutter. Before we start, I want to share with you our learning target. Our learning target is I can decide if quotients of division situations are greater than 1, less than 1, or equal to 1. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Desmos lesson. And if you would like to follow along on Desmos, you certainly can. Or if you just want to watch the video, that is your choice. You do not have to do the Desmos lesson, that's not a requirement, but you do need to watch the whole video and then work on the yuck for this lesson. Alrighty, our warm-up, write a story that could be represented by the expression 12 divided by 3. Well, one way that we could write a story about this is if I have 12 cookies, 12 cookies, and I'm splitting it between 3 friends. How many cookies does each friend get? That's my story. Okay, moving on to the next question. It says the quotient of 5 divided by 4 can be represented by the number of cookies each person gets if there are 5 cookies shared equally on 4 plates. Discuss with a partner how you know that each plate will have more than 1 cookie. Well, if I were to split this up, I know that each plate gets 1 whole cookie. And then I have 1 cookie left. So I would split this into fourths and then each plate would get 1/4. So I know that each plate will have more than 1 cookie because there are more cookies than there are plates. Next slide. Click to change the number of cookies and plates. How can you tell from the division expression whether there will be greater than 1, less than 1, or exactly 1 cookie per plate? Well, if I change this, right now I'm 3 cookies and 4 plates, I notice that each plate doesn't quite have a cookie. But if they're both 4 plates and 4 cookies, then there's 1 whole cookie on each plate. If I change it so there's more cookies, then that would mean that I would have more than 1 cookie per plate. So it all depends on however many cookies and however many plates there are. So if you want to play around with this slide, you certainly can on Desmos. All right, Keandra wants to share 6 cookies on 4 plates. She wrote 6 divided by 4 equals 1.5. What does that 1.5 mean in this situation? Well, the 1.5 does not mean cookies because there's 6 of them. It does not mean plates because there's 4 of them. It would mean how many cookies are on a plate. So cookies per plate. Remember that the word per means 1. There are 5 cookies for every half of a plate. How many cookies would be on 1 whole plate? Well, if there's 5 on half, that means there's going to be 5 on this half. So that would give me 10 total cookies. Here are 2 situations. There are 5 cookies for every 2 plates. How many cookies would be on 1 plate? Or there are 5 cookies for every half of a plate. How many cookies would be on 1 plate? How are they similar? How are they different? I'm going to pause, let you think about it. Well, when I look at this problem, I see that there's 5 cookies for both problems, but the difference is one of the problems has 2 plates, one of the problem has half a plate. So that's what I noticed. That was the same and different. All right, we need to group these expressions by their quotients. So we have greater than 1, equal to 1, and less than 1. So I'm going to start with this 1/3 divided by 1/3. Those are both the same number, so when you divide them, it will be exactly 1. Okay, looking at our next one, 3 divided by 1/4. To figure out if our answer is going to be bigger than 1, we look at our first number. Is 3 bigger than 1/4? It definitely is, so our answer would be greater than 1. Okay, looking at our next one, 10 divided by 9. Again, to figure it out, we look at the first number. Is 10 bigger than 9? And it is, so that would be greater than. Looking at our next one, 9 divided by 10,000. Is 9 bigger than 10,000? Hopefully you said the answer was no, so that would be less than 1. Looking at our next one, we have 19 divided by 19. Well, I notice that those are exactly the same numbers, so our answer would be equal. Next one is 1/2 divided by 2. we have to think, is 1/2 bigger than 2 or smaller than 2? And half is smaller. Then our last one, we have 10,000 divided by 9. Well, 10,000 is bigger than 9, so that would be greater than. So that is how we would group those. So that's the trick. You look at the first number. If it's bigger than the second number, then it's greater than. If it's smaller than the second number, then it is less than. Slide 8. How did you decide where you grouped this card? So 3 divided by 1/4. Well, 3 is bigger than 1/4, so I would put that as greater than. We're going to skip the Are You Ready for More and the lesson synthesis, and we're going to take a look at our cool down. So we need to group these expressions. So our first number, 1 divided by 1/4. Well, 1 is bigger than 1/4, so that would be greater than. Next one, we have 1/2 divided by 37. 1/2 is smaller than 37. Next, we have 4 divided by 3. Well, 4 is bigger than 3, so that would be greater than 1. And lastly, we have 13 divided by 14, and that 13 is less than 14, so that would be less than 1. Alrighty, so that was the end of our lesson. Hopefully you have the paper, yuck, already. If not, I would get that and start working on that, and that is your assignment for the day. Have a great day, 6th grade. Bye.